An overcast evening from northern KC. Welcome to Riverside Stadium. KC Current 2 set to clash with Union KC. The Current victorious in 2 WPSL Heartland Division matches, and Union KC beginning their campaign today, joined alongside Sam Palomino. I'm Sam Johnson. Sam, last weekend the Current dismantled Wichita FC 12-0, then followed it Wednesday with a much tamer but still 4-0 win on the road against Sunflower State FC. Move into this week. Pretty strong Union squad on paper. What do you expect tonight?
Yeah. Hi, Sam, and happy Memorial Day
Same
Memorial
to
Day
you.
weekend Yeah, I am looking forward to a more competitive matchup today. I mean, the Current have been, again, dismantle is probably the best word that you could use right now, and just totally dominating on every aspect of the field. I mean, we haven't even seen Williams, I don't think, make a save, and so just hoping to see a little bit more competitiveness today between Union, KC, and the Kansas City Current. Great day again for soccer. Cloudy, but much less windier than last week. So excited to see this team build and have a great matchup against Union KC from Lee Summit, so not too far away.
Let's get into the starting lineup, starting with the visitors. Union KC in goal, Maddie Sibbing. The back line going left to right, Maddie Noland, Natasha Garrett, Reese Walrod, Avery Rasmussen, who's a Jayhawk on the right side there. 2 Jayhawks in the midfield, Sophia Meir, one of them, Jane Hansen, and Kate Langfelder, who appeared in all the matches her first 2 seasons at KU. Quality midfielder. Michaela Ernst on the right side up front, Kyra Behrman, the striker, and Brooklyn Marn on the left side as we kick away here at Riverside Stadium. For the Current, it is Williams in net, Kirshner, Schofberger, Brewer, Blaze on the back line. The midfield is Hans, Gunther, Clark, and Beltran, Kafusi, Hackler up front. The 2 changes from the last home game are Gunther and Brewer in the midfield and at left back. Now Brewer immediately battling and winning the ball back.
And Brewer did a great job last home meet, getting herself into the mix and scoring. Again, coming off the bench and making an impact immediately is a huge asset to have. So nice to see Brewer making the starting lineup this Saturday.
They move it up to Clark early, who's going to be an important attacking piece again. 1 of 2 to score a hat trick against FC Wichita. Her and Kafusi. Kafusi starts up front today. Both of them also scored on Wednesday. Early goal total rising in this WPSL campaign.
Absolutely. Kafusi and Clark making a dominant presence.
Hackler chips one, and it's immediately met by Sibbing. Last weekend it was really windy, up to about 32 miles an hour. Today, pretty tame. Again, we mentioned off the top, this is the first match of the season for Union KC. Their 4th WPSL season, debuted in 2023. A couple of playoff berths in 24 and 25. Won the conference title, Midwest title in 24. Hans had it taken away, but recaptured it. We saw last weekend, Sam, how FC Wichita really had nothing going forward. You expect Union KC to have a little more threat attacking. So this is up the right side for Hackler. Wins an early corner.
Sam, I would agree with that. The central matchup of the week is this game, so I believe that there's going to be a much more competitive edge between both the teams. Both teams a little bit more evenly matched up, so excited to see how they take the pressure. And again, we're already with the first corner kick of the game going to the Current, who have had quite a few set pieces in these past couple of games and done a great job in capitalizing those.
It's Beltran back to take it. Hans is the short option, and that's where she'll go. Edge of the area, Blaze tried to flick it deeper. Eventually out
An interesting decision by the Current to play it short. They usually have someone out there as an option, but don't necessarily always play it. So wanting to start the game, maybe trying something different.
Gets away on the right wing. Throw for the Current.
And that mistake was, again, Union KC. But a lot of the mistakes that other teams have been facing against KC Current is the being able to play out of the back. Current has done such a great job of high pressing and really forcing them to make those mistakes in the defensive third, winning the ball quickly in their attacking third and getting a shot on goal and having someone follow up, whether they actually score on that goal or they're following it up off of the goalkeeper's deflection and, again, just tapping that right in.
We've kind of ripped on FC Wichita early, given that result last weekend, but they picked up a win midweek. So they've got 3 points in the division early.
Again, what you can hope from a team is when they lose, they figure out a way to maybe make changes and adjustments how they need to and try to be better the next game. So good to see that they were able to pick up that win midweek.
Of course, they didn't have much time together before that game, so things just got thrown together, and they got fed to potentially what will be the top team in the division this year.
A little bit of a jump scare in the back line. Williams having to make a quick play out to the right wing.
If there are future mistakes like that, those will be the ones that Union KC will have to jump on to take all 3 points in this one.
As a former player myself, watching the games, I get so nervous when I see those plays because you hate to see yourself or your team give up a goal in that situation. It's just like one of those like, oh, why did I do that? Why are you doing that? So I always get a little bit nervous when I see that, cutting it close.
Blaze reaching her right foot around. Ends up getting a whistle after a bit of a pull back. Battling with Brooklyn Marn there.
Good competitive battle between the two. Ultimately going in the Kansas City Current's favor.
Blaze curling the free kick in the direction of Beltran, and it's in. Liftoff at Riverside Stadium. Beltran slices it through as it just bounced around, found a foot. And KC Current 2 leads rather early, as they do quite often.
Great job by Heredia Beltran. Again, she looked so cool, calm, and collected. I didn't even realize she got that ball in the back of the net. And
yeah, couldn't tell for a second.
Just under the 6th minute of the match, KC Current going up 1-0.
Off what was a deep set piece for Blaze, and somehow that fell in. Kafusi was in the area. You did not think Beltran would be the one to get on that and score, but she did. As this gets away, deep throw, Hackler will take it.
And Sam, I want to go back to talking about that goal came from a set piece way back here in the midline because of Blaze being competitive, winning that ball 1v1, having the Union KC be able to draw a foul. And again, ultimately that led to a Kansas City Current goal. So just goes to show you that even any of these small plays in the midfield can really have an altering change for these attacking offenses.
Dangerous enough ball from Blaze to get the scoring started. We're up 2 goals last weekend in just a few minutes. Midweek up fairly early as well. And about 5 minutes gone here, get the first. Some chipped into the direction of Hackler. Union KC have been so far snuffed out. Too far for Blaze. Overlapping.
And both teams evenly matched up as we start this game, both playing in a 4-3-3. So always curious to see how each team will work through those formations, trying to get past each other's defenses to get the ball in the back of the net.
This will provide a little bit of breathing room. Marn taking on Blaze, and Blaze sticks in her foot.
Great job by Blaze getting that ball out for a throw-in for Union KC rather than a corner kick. As a defender, that's really important when you're going in those 1v1 battles to try to keep the ball out to the wide side so that way you're given a throw-in rather than a corner kick.
Good little return ball, fits it into Marn, but then gets shut down, and trying to hit the shot from a tight angle there was Sophia Mir, one of 3 Jayhawks on this team. Her and Langfelder in the midfield, and then Rasmussen, the right back. Good pick out of Clark. Here's Rasmussen.
A great little give and go there.
Marn just not up to that through ball. Said Blaze's name a lot as this one's driven, deflected, and stopped on a dive by Williams. Just didn't have enough pace behind that to deflect it with any sort of trouble.
And we've seen that play out a lot for Kansas City Current on their benefit, though, where defenders have been having to make those deflections and then getting the ball in the back of the net. Great job there by Williams being able to point out where the ball was deflected to and be able to make that save.
Poked in the air by Langfelder. Schofberger with a nice winning header. It's a nice find potentially to dig out one more cross. Lifted in. It's punched out by Robbins, and then the drive through traffic deflects off the Current. First corner for Union KC.
Excited to see how these two teams match up with each other here in these set pieces. Again, I've mentioned the Current have had a lot of set pieces, including corner kicks. They haven't really given up too many over these past 2 games, so we'll see here how they match up.
It's a good ball. There was a white shirt there. This is pinballed around, and Blaze will clear. Said Blaze's name quite a bit early on. Just graduated from Louisiana Monroe. Sunbelt Player of the Year in 2025 there. Hackler chips it centrally, intercepted. Rasmussen with space for Union KC. Switch it to the right side. Mir.
An impressive switching by the field. Switching of the field.
Decent early build-up there for Union, but not any sort of end result. Kafusi. Bit of a slow turn. Gets a defender on her back. Nice play to Robbins. Up to Hackler. That's too far.
I love that combination of play again. Just little short there on that last pass, but Kafusi doing a great job turning in the midfield, identifying the ball to be able to switch the field. And then again, just that unlucky ball in, little too much pace on it.
Beltran had the early goal in just 5 minutes. Blaze touches it inside on Marn. Tight area for Clark, lifts it just out.
Again, a difficult spot to try to play the ball up the field, not a lot of space.
It does feel Union have settled in now and a little more back and forth. Schofberger, bit of a scuffed clearance, but does the job.
Agreed.
Rasmussen sends it deep. Schofberger and Blaze closing in. Both kind of collided slightly.
Definitely looked like a foul from this end.
See what Rasmussen does with this, the right back. Lays it into the area. Williams comes out, takes one juggle, and sucks it in.
Good job by Williams, being strong and knowing that that's her ball and calling her defenders off to make that grab.
A slight touch on its way to Hackler. It's out, another throw one by Union. Just over 12 minutes played. KC Current to the lead thanks to Heredia Beltran. Off a deep free kick from Blaze that just fit its way through right to Beltran.
Heredia Beltran, the Kansas commit, alongside JC Hackler, 2 Kansas commits on this KC Current 2 team, with 3 current Jayhawks on the Union KC. So a lot of crimson and blue here between the 2 teams.
Beltran not only a commit, but top forward in the 2027 class.
Very excited to see what she can bring to Lawrence and the Jayhawk team under Coach Nate Lee.
Berman tried to lay it off the striker to her midfielder, but KC so far shutting down anything through the middle to those top attackers.
And Schofberger kind of just clearing that there, rolling into Sibbing, the keeper for Union KC.
Beltran onto it at the edge of the area.
Love the effort there to get to that ball.
Chips it in. Kafusi and Clark and Hackler all there. Deflects out behind for a corner.
And that chance doesn't happen without Heredia Beltran making that extra effort. She identifies that the ball might be still in play, making that extra effort to get there and get that cross in, and Kafusi was right there on it.
Yeah, her and Hans, 2 of the best motors on the team. Saw Hans, where's the teal headband on Sunday, just tore through the middle, had a lot of space against FC Wichita.
Hans committed to the University of Florida.
Corner played short. Dragged on to Gunther. Lifts it in, lifts it right at Sibbing.
I like the confidence from Gunther trying to get the shot off again, just a little underplayed, going right to Sibbing to make that save.
You look on the near side, Marn, plenty of space there if it was played to her, the left winger, but Union KC not quite on top of that counterattack. Bit of pressure in the back here. Rasmussen, the valve on the left side.
Clark shifting over quickly. I believe Hackler to kick that out.
Wow, here comes 7 subs.
I believe they are subbing everyone on except their goalkeeper. We'll do our best to
15
read off
minutes
the
gone.
subs.
Did not quite expect that whole clan of subs.
Interesting decision. Excited to see how these 7 subs make a difference after 17 minutes of game time.
Schofberger played it hot to Clark. Hans. And last weekend, FC Wichita had 2 subs, so much different for Union KC.
2 subs can definitely impact your
Yeah.
game too, and we've mentioned several times, but nothing but strong candidates coming off the bench for KC Current. So when you're getting those tired legs, 40th, 50th minutes, I mean,
Flicked on by
it can be
Hackler
really
to
hard.
Clark. Lifts one harmlessly to Sibbing. Gotten to dangerous areas to cross, but just haven't done much with that opportunity. Sibbing's been on top of things in net. Apart from the one that got by, but it was a point-blank chance for Beltran. Things open up momentarily.
A great switching of the field there.
Dragged through to Walters. Blaze just too much on that effort. Morrison switches it out really nicely.
It's a fantastic ball out to that right-hand side.
Cutting through, Haunt's trying to close it out, and that is sent wide, but a whistle.
Oh, wow.
Wow, pointed
Is he-
to the spot.
Wow. And here's where I'd really love to see a instant replay, because I did not
Huh.
catch
Looking back on the
a
screen
penalty
here,
kick there.
just not sure where that is.
Well, we said we haven't seen much action of Williams over these past 2 matches, so
Looks to be Morrison taking this. Against Williams, Morrison slots it in. There's the equalizer in a rather strange way. Just not quite sure how that's a penalty. It just wasn't a lot there, but Morrison slides in an equalizer from the spot. And it's 1-1. Initially just didn't quite believe that call was made. But a big goal there, big moment for Union KC after making the 7 simultaneous substitutions.
Goal scored by number 7, Alexis Morrison, in the 20th minute.
All square now.
and that goal would be the first goal that Current have given up in this WPSL season.
Yep.
Again, a bummer to give up a goal on a PK, but
Hackler's dispossessed by Rasmussen. In the minority of players who are still on the pitch who started.
sometimes that's just the nature of the game. Things don't always go your way. Decisions don't always go how you would like. So you just have to respond in a positive way. And so I'm excited to see these next 5 minutes and how the Current respond to.
Schofberger left it for Blaze, put her in a tight spot, hoping she'll get the call. She does. So already a Beltran, the first in 5 minutes for the Current, and then a little bit later, Alexis Morrison from the spot.
Great ball in to Reddy Beltran.
Good additional push over to Clark as well. Clark. Nice leave by Beltran. Good turn to Shield. Gunther. Blaze. See if she can pick something out here. Has to turn back to Schofberger.
And I don't hate that decision at all because, again, it gives the defense an opportunity to switch that field.
Kirshner lifts it. Clark rises. Pushed out. Edge of the area for Kafusi. Clark tries to dig it forward. Still in danger here are Union. Flying in is Blaze. Lost her footing for a second. Shut down. Back to Blaze.
Great tackle.
Yeah,
the
nice
midfield.
tackle indeed. Clark. Back turn to the goal. Hackler. Cuts onto the right foot. Hackler lifts it, and it's stopped by Sibbing.
I like the confidence by Hackler there, seeing that she had 2 defenders, decided to take them on 1v1. Again, would have loved to see her be able to play that ball just a little bit back and angle that closer to that PK spot to give someone a chance to put that ball in the back of the net.
Was won back immediately by Beltran, but Gunther tried to get the return ball to her, could not thread it through. Throw, though, for the Current.
And Sam, I don't know about you, but I feel like this game has definitely been a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more chippy, I guess you should say. Both teams really feeling like there's a good competitive edge there.
Certainly on paper saw this as a competitive game. I'd say it's lived up to that so far, 22 minutes in, 1-1.
And usually by this time in the game, both teams are pretty settled in, feeling like they know what they're doing, what they're trying to get done, and the way they want to play. So be interested to see how the rest of this first half goes.
Here's Hans. Charging up the left side. Little poke, quickly shut that down.
And a missed give and go there by Union.
Browner was the one chasing and ended up getting the whistle.
An unlucky win there by Kafusi.
Schofberger on the back of Browner. Union KC trying to enjoy some lengthier possession. Rasmussen. That one deflects forward nicely for Morrison, who's got the goal for Union.
Morrison with a great turn there on that left-hand side, being able to play that ball in to the 18-yard box again. No one there, but...
I need to be creative to beat Blaze, that's for sure.
Yeah, Blaze has been fantastic in these games. She's really made a dominant threat, I would say, on that right-hand side, being able to be a defender who plays in that back line and gets all the way up. Again, those are not easy things to do.
That fizzled in with pace at Kafusi's feet and couldn't be handled. Back to her. Here's Brewer. Now it's Blaze. And when Union KC do have the ball, a lot of forward thinking from them. It's not really a clueless bunch with the ball.
Agreed. I've been impressed with their ability to switch the field in that midfield third, being able to quickly identify that, hey, there's not space on this right-hand side. Maybe let's switch it to the left quickly. And a good decision for them to play back to the keeper again. You want to stretch that field to hopefully try to identify some gaps to be able to play through that midfield third.
Hackler's won it. Hackler's in all alone. Hackler could not chip it over. Nice stop by Sibbing. Still in possession here. Hackler, lots of options in the box. Chips it to Clark. Clark touches it down. Clark strikes it in.
Fantastic, Clark. Great finish. It's exactly what you want to see.
Avery Clark on the score sheet in the third game of the season for KC Current 2, and they're back in front 2-1. They've answered the penalty. Avery Clark the one to do it. Great control and a nice strike into the bottom corner.
So impressed by Clark and her ability to just dominate in that attacking third. The Texas standout, played there for 2 years, decided, hey, my opportunity might be to go pro, and I'm going to fully buy into that. She decided to join the KC Current team here after 2 years and forgo the rest of her eligibility. And, man, she's just done a great job. She's really confident and, again, just knows how to make those decisions in that final third to get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, a lot of players would kill to be on that kind of a squad. Texas, Division I, playing at a high level, still a couple of years of eligibility, as you said, but forgoes that. She's that level of a player to develop into professional. Here's Clark again up the right side. That's going to be too far for her.
And I do want to give credit to Hackler there right before Clark scored. Did a great job of winning that ball in the defensive third. Again, that doesn't come if you're not high pressing and being able to be confident in the ability to take on that defender 1v1.
We've seen a couple instances where a chance disappointingly is turned away, but then winning it back immediately and turning it into a second chance.
So many goals in the game of soccer come off of a mistake made by the other team. So you have to be ready, be willing to be in the right positions for when those mistakes are made to counter them. And the Current have done such a fantastic job of doing that over these past 3 games of the WPSL season.
Here's Brewer in the direction of Beltran, but too far. We talked about Clark and her professional standing. Mentioned last week as well that she scored in April for KC Current in the Teal Rising Cup, the game winner in the semifinal against Corinthians.
Such an amazing goal to watch. I was not there in person, but watched it online, and just so cool to see something that's like this is what it's all about.
Game-winning header, one of 3 to make their debut back in April, who are in this squad. Rasmussen approaching the half-hour mark at Riverside Stadium, 2-1. First goal scored in 5 minutes by Beltran. About 10 minutes later, it was Union KC answering from the spot. Questionable call, but they got a goal, and then Avery Clark, 26th minute, comes through. She also had one of the 2 hat tricks last weekend against FC Wichita. Kafusi, the other one.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Kafusi and Clark.
And then scored midweek, so has scored in all 3 games so far.
And that's what makes a good forward, a great forward attacking player, someone who knows how to get past their defenders and ultimately find the back of the net. It's not always the most pretty goal. It's not always the best played out, but it's those taps in with the toe, the thigh, whatever you can do to get the ball in the back of the net is really all that matters at the end of the day.
Schofberger with a vital intervention. It's Haunts, surrounded. Great job playing that to space. Back to Williams. Skips away from Brewer. Headers it right at the head of a Union KC player.
Looks to be pretty shaken up from that header.
Far post, Morrison. Hezzy move, lays it off. Edge of the area, through the middle. Browner, this is hit right at Williams. Dangerous little butting attack there for Union KC.
Trying to figure out what
It might be.
call is being made right now.
They're just checking in on Brewer after that header, I think.
I believe so.
Looks to be okay, just needed to ensure things were that way.
Especially anytime there's any head involvement.
Mm-hmm. I tried to get it over. Looked to be Brulifson and hit her right in the head. Came back. Schofberger lifts up high for that touch. Bit heavy. Trying to win it back that deflects to Union KC. Now out to Brewer to collect.
That ball to Schofberger, definitely not the ball she was trying to get.
Nope.
So it's a little thrown off there again. Those were those passes, and the defensive third can be really tricky because one mistake made and your opposing team is right in front of goal.
Schofberger, former Rutgers and Mississippi State defender. A lot of collegiate experience on both squads. Most of Union KC's squad is current college players. KC Current 2 have a bit more variety in age.
but nonetheless, a lot of young talent, a lot of young women who are trying this opportunity to continue their career of playing soccer and ultimately getting the chance to play professionally.
Trying to turn on Gunther. Here's Rasmussen. Splits between Hackler and Gunther. Clark closing in. Both Schofberger and Clark took a knee there. And Union KC very direct their attacks. Trying to catch one mistake. Get it to pinball somewhere kindly. This one tomahawk chop down.
I like that terminology.
Rasmussen.
I would have
Clark
agreed
wanted
with Clark
her
there.
To be out. Just stayed in. That's a nice touch. Not sure if it was fully intentional.
Oh,
Blaze
wow, that ball
couldn't
stayed
clear.
in too.
Both Blaze and Schofberger closing down. Having to retreat play back to Rasmussen. That one nearly out. Decent cross. Back post. And the effort toward goal scuffed. Kafusi closing in on this one. Touch not there. Deflects directly off Browner and then driven and stopped by Williams.
And a pretty dangerous attacking sequence there for Union KC. I've really been enjoying this matchup here on this left-hand side against Blaze and Waiters, just really going at it. Tough matchup every time one of them has the ball.
It's going to be the reinstatement of the starters, essentially, coming in a moment. All 7 again. Seems to be about 15-minute increments.
And as someone who watches a lot of college soccer, initially threw me off because once in the first half for college games, once you go off, you can't go back in. So that's why when I saw they all subbed off after 15 minutes, I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Just not enough on that to get it to Hackler, but the header onward helped for a throw. Here come the substitutes for Union KC. 7 more. This time Rasmussen, one of the Jayhawks, will come off after not being taken off in the first wave.
And that can be a little difficult for the Current, who haven't made any subs to date yet. We've got another fresh set of legs, you know, the opportunity for these girls to get off the field, get 15 minutes, get some water. Could bring a different energy.
Ernst, who just checked in, got the header on that. Stabbed forward. Kirshner plays it nicely to Brewer, who leaves for Beltran. Beltran takes on one. Beltran lays it off. Kafusi touches it and touches it too wide. Nothing too menacing from Kafusi so far. Has scored a hat trick last weekend.
Followed by a goal on Wednesday. Been really impressed with Kafusi, the University of Utah standout, making a real difference here in this attacking third for the Current.
Good movement, but it ends as intercepted. Up to Ernst. Berman. Clark wins it back. Hackler returns it to Clark. Might favor a cross here, Clark. That's shut down. It'll be a corner.
And I believe both corners of this game so far for the Current have been short. We'll be interested to see if they try to go that route again.
Short option is Hackler. Got Schofberger pushed up in the box. Curled in. Schofberger gets ahead to it. Needs one more touch. Hans there. It's lifted away. Right on the line there. Hans had the look.
That one had me on the edge of my seat. I thought it might be going in.
Good work there by Schofberger to get to that away from the pack and then lift it deep enough to give someone else a chance. Beltran tiptoeing through. It's a whistle as the Union KC defenders fell.
Again, you're seeing a lot of that aggressiveness between both teams, really fighting for that ball, putting everything on the line they can to try to get the win. With the Union KC, this being their first match of the WPSL season, definitely want to start on a high note. And for the current vice versa, have now had 2 matches under their belt, have 2 wins, and again, you just want to keep growing on that.
Currently on their way to start with 9 points, and as you reiterated, KC Union first game of this season. Only team to have not played yet until now. Currently lost in the midfield. Somebody trying to gain control. Gunther threw a challenge at it. Union KC win it. Kirshner will chase this one all the way back. Tremendous pace on Kirshner.
Great job by Kirshner identifying that she had another defender coming quickly on her to get that turn, to be able to play it out of the back.
Just elite experience out of Pennsylvania, former Penn State player. 70-plus appearances when she was in college. Hackler chasing this one. Hackler wins it. Hackler's got Kafusi centrally, shoots it anyway,
Wow.
and scores a third. Bit of breathing room now for KC Current 2. 3-1 as they get a third before half. And it's Hackler just blazing up the right wing. Takes it herself.
Hackler was due for a goal, let me just say that. She's taken a lot of defenders on 1v1 and been really strong. Just come up short, kicking it to the keeper. Again, just a little off there, so love seeing that she was able to get one in the back of the net and even went short post. Just had so much pace on that ball that Bill Sibbings was not able to make the stop. And I think it's only right, Sam, we have done a bad job about doing this, but the KC baby chant, and they're doing it right now in the crowd, but KC baby.
Kansas City Current 2 goal scored by
This feels more like him, for sure. After that strange equalizer, this is intercepted by Kafusi. Immediately head turned toward goal. Kafusi has options. Support comes. Haunts plays it to no one. Schofberger comes in with a mean challenge. It's going to be a free kick the other way.
Definitely a tough battle right there.
Langfelder to take this.
Just hit her in her back before the ball had gotten there.
Now one back
Wow.
again, Clark. No mercy. Here comes Clark. 2 defenders in the area and kind of panics for a moment. Thought maybe Kafusi, if she could curl it a bit further back, would be there.
And again, that example right there, Sam, just shows Clark's dominance and her ability to win the ball from someone going against her 1v1. Didn't do anything crazy. Just decided when she was going to win that ball and just rammed right through her.
Kafusi with a poorly played layoff there. Just too much behind that. Well, that second group of subs that came on, this is going to be an individual sub at a moment for Union KC. That group seemed to be a bit better. Got the equalizer after all.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with Union KC and their ability to switch the field, ability to go in for challenges, but
the mistakes pile on. Gunther.
Again, their ability to try to build up the field is impressive. It's, again, just the little mistakes that the Current have done a great job of capitalizing on.
Sliding and missing that was Kirschner. Ends up going out. Slows down the attack for a second. Mir. Past the 40-minute mark of the first half.
Been really impressed with the Current's response after being scored on.
Schofberger with a shoulder touch over to Blaze, who ends up in a bit of a battle there to win it. Clark.
Taking her time.
Surveys and is dispossessed. Nice layoff to Ernst.
Just unlucky there. Good idea.
Not much else she could do with Schofberger on her back. Take a touch, you end up losing it. She had to lay it off. Sub on for Union KC.
And that's the challenge of the game, right? You're trying to figure out, hey, do I have time to take a touch? Do I have time to take 2 touches? Or do I have to play that ball off the first touch? And sometimes it's just dependent, and you really have to be aware of your surroundings and check your shoulder and see, hey, how fast do I need to play this?
It's Rasmussen who came back on.
Looks like handball was called, Union KC.
Perhaps 1 or 2 more opportunities to get another in the first half, but that third goal, huge for KC Current 2.
And that goal coming off a mistake from the back line of Union KC. Again, Hackler just doing a great job of getting up there, high pressing and winning the ball off a touch, giving her a shot 1v1 with the goalkeeper.
That was a really tight turn, too tight. Rasmussen on top of it, but Clark there to help. Clark always quick to it. You mentioned understanding your surroundings, that awareness, but also just can you be quick to the ball is important and certainly sets this KC Current 2 squad apart in this division.
Absolutely, especially in that midfield third. The midfielders doing a great job of identifying where their defensive players are and being able to quickly check off of them to get that open space to find a give and go or to switch the ball quickly has been impressive.
Skips away from Brewer for a goal kick. Approaching the final minute or so of this first half. Morrison, the goal scorer for Union KC. And it's Hackler, Clark, Beltran, the scorers for KC Current 2. That will be the first half whistle. Bit premature, but nothing more to occur there. Anyways, 3-1 after 45 minutes. Sam Johnson alongside Sam Palomino. Final thoughts on this first 45. Good opening 5 minutes there with a goal from Beltran, and then Union KC get the equalizer about 10, 12 minutes later. But the response after that, capitalizing on mistakes, winning the ball in the attacking third, and punishing were Clark and Hackler.
Agreed. I mean, this game has been really entertaining to watch, I would say. There's a lot of aggression, a lot of people going after each other 1v1s. Been a fun game back and forth, but ultimately Current just doing what they do best in high pressing, winning those balls in that defensive third, capitalizing off mistakes from the other team and putting the ball in the back of the net. Excited to see what the next 45 bring.
Yeah, and Union KC stepping on them. Great forward-thinking team. They just haven't had any connection up front so far, kind of hoping for the best when they do get into the area at times. That'll be it for the first half. 3-1 KC Current 2. Back for the second 45 in about 15 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back to Riverside Stadium. Start of the second half. Moments away, 3-1. KC Current 2 after 45. Sam Johnson alongside Sam Palomino. Sam, good first half for the Current. A really strong closeout to that first half.
Yes. First time the Current have been scored on in this WPSL season, so I was curious to see how they were going to respond, and they responded well with 2 goals. So looking forward to see how this second half shakes out, given 3-1. Yes, pretty comfortable lead, but again, close enough that anything could still happen. So
Clark immediately onto it. She scored in the first half. Beltran, Hackler, Clark were the first half goal scorers for KC Current 2. And Alexis Morrison from the spot was the goal scorer for Union KC. Clark tries to get a control on that. Poked ahead to Clark, chips it on for Hackler. Into Kafusi. Has one more option.
Ooh.
Beltran could not lay it off on that left side. Beltran arms in the air, awaiting it.
love the idea by Kafusi. Just a little off there. What a great turn in that 18-yard box.
Midfielder number 83, Anna Henderson.
Just heard one of the second half changes coming on Henderson in the midfield for KC Current 2. Driven right at Sibbing. Haunts is on the bench to start the second half.
And Henderson is a UCF graduate. I believe we have one more change
Yeah, it looks to
on
be
the
at
left back side.
Yes.
Looks like Blaze is getting a rest
It's Sienna Hainsworth, I believe.
to start the
Also
second
on the
half.
right side, Tatum Galvin. So the left back and right back swapped out.
Rightfully so. Both have done a great job of applying pressure for those 45 minutes.
And Jamelli, one of the new center backs as well.
Jamelli seeing a lot of playing time over the past 2 games, making an impact, so excited to see her back in the game.
Galvin on the ball. It's dropped and gets a whistle. Third game of this WPSL campaign for KC Current 2. Wins in their first 2, 12-0 last weekend, and then 2-0 midweek against Sunflower State FC on the road. This is their third on their way to 3 points in all 3 for Union KC. This is their opener. Leveled it at 1, 19th minute. 2 goals after that from Hackler and Clark have nearly put this out of reach.
And again, for those just joining us, this game was the central matchup of the week for the Midwestern Conference in that Heartland division. So we were expecting a pretty tight matchup here. Definitely been a good competitive game between the two. The Current just doing a great job of capitalizing on some of those mistakes that Union KC has made in their defensive third.
And something we noted when Union KC gets it forward like this, they're forward thinking. Just haven't had that potent finish yet in free play. Calvin to Jamelli. Space to move it up, pick out an option. It's Henderson.
Attacking group of Union KC again, like Sam mentioned, doing a great job of trying to build the ball up to the attacking third. Just missing that one player who's really going to be that standout difference maker and take on the ball and take on the confidence to try to find the ball in the back of the net. Sometimes it just takes a one person to decide, hey, that's going to be me, and I'm going to be the difference maker for this. Still looking for that person, I would say, right about now.
Certainly a good way to put it. Gemelli. It's too far. Did not deflect. A throw for Union KC. This is the 4th WPSL season for Union KC. Debuted in 2023. Mentioned earlier they won a conference title, 2024. Midwest title.
Just down the road in Lee Summit, Missouri.
Charging is Hainsworth. Beltran, who had the first goal in 5 minutes, chased it. It's a goal kick.
The weather doing a nice job of cooperating this weekend here for Memorial Day. Great weather for our fans. Winds pretty calm, unlike last week. 70 degrees again. Can't really ask for much more here in the Midwest.
Hainsworth gets the throw in. One of a couple new additions to the squad from last week. Henderson takes some space. Hainsworth cuts it in. Hainsworth back onto the left, and that is intercepted. Gemelli just waiting and waiting for that to pop out.
And a bit of an unnecessary foul from O'Keefe for Union KC. Saw the ball was going out. Just a little frustrated probably.
Gemelli. Good weighted ball out to Hainsworth. And out for a throw.
And that ball died exactly where you would want it on that left-hand side to be able to give Hainsworth a chance to cross that ball in.
Gunther helps it on to the foot of Hainsworth. Gunther, pressure on the back, eludes it. Calvin to Gemelli, pushed up now, the two center backs.
Gunther, one of the younger members of the squad, recruiting class of 2028, excuse me.
Yeah, a lot of youth in this current squad, but also a lot of experience as well. It's a bit more even spread for Union KC. Primarily all current collegiate players.
And a nice opportunity for the current collegiate players to be able to get those touches on the ball throughout the summer. It can be really difficult when you're part of the game day in, day out, and then you go home for break. It's so nice to have a team like these teams in the WPSL season to give these players a chance to be able to keep their touches up, be a part of a team, again, just continuing to work on their game.
A league that spans 150 cities, 40 states, 2 divisions as well. It's been around now for 28 years. WPSL stabbed into the path of Clark.
Now, what's unique about KC Current, too, is that they came from an establishment of Kansas City Current, who's the NWSL team, and they were the second team to be formed in the NWSL. So how cool to see that this organization has been committed to really growing their organization and bringing those players in to be able to create that pathway to go pro. I know more teams are trying to look to add these things, but again, just shows the excellence and the dominance of this organization being able to be one of the first to do that.
Players colliding out of the pack. Union KC, Kafusi closes in with a step. Morrison. Gemelli waiting in the back. Boots it away.
A good clearance by Gemelli. As a center back, you want to be able to try to clear that ball out and wide to be able to give your team a chance to regroup. Going out for a throw-in is pretty harmless. Smart decision there.
Schofberger, a nice clear out for a throw. Gave the corner, believe.
Thought it was a throw at first too,
Yeah,
but it looks like it's going to be a corner.
In front of the flag, but
Really close. And again, these are the differences where you would want it to go out for a throw rather than a corner kick. Set pieces can be very dangerous.
early opportunity off a set piece. Back post, dangerous spot. Schofberger rose up. Same with Galvin to help it away.
O'Keefe, I believe they're on that back of the 6-yard box, trying to get ahead there.
You talked about first, second team in WSL, formally launched in August last year. A lot of money's been put into this stadium, this facility, that whole pathway program. Here's a really good counter chance. Keeper's out. Sibbing does well to sweep it away. It's kept in as well.
Interesting. Looked like the ball might have gone out.
So 3, even 4 on 1 for a second. Sibbing.
Good job by Nolan being able to keep that ball in to their advantage.
Sibbing recognized it.
Nolan building up through that midfield.
Maddie Nolan played a pass a bit too pacey. Gemelli back on the ball. Galvin given time to survey. Go ahead.
Again, that sequence is just kind of the nature of this game for Union KC. A lot of great ideas, just unlucky on those final passes, trying to get them into that attacking third.
Hainsworth has been aggressive up the left wing. Easily dealt with that time. It's booted over the top harmlessly. Williams back to get a couple of touches on it. A meaningless ball from O'Keefe. "15 minutes just about coming up here, being played in this second half. And if you don't get one fairly soon, Union KC, to imagine this is getting away from them. It wasn't already at 3-1.
Looks like a little push off there to draw the foul for the Current. Yeah, gonna want to see a sense of urgency from Union KC to try to get a goal in the back of the net here in the next 10-15 minutes to feel like they're back in the game.
O'Keefe turns, curls it, chested down, and Gunther launches it away.
Interesting decision by O'Keefe to play that ball in the midfield. Had Nolan from the defensive line getting out wide. Would have liked to see maybe her play that ball out wide and what that could have put them in that 18-yard box.
Saw some quality stretches of back and forth between these two squads in the first half. A little slower at times in the second half so far. Pass not there.
It seems like a lot of the starters in the first half are actually taking a rest right now on the bench. curious to see if that might make a difference when they do decide to sub in those starters from the first half for Union KC.
And Sibbing has had quite the handful of a day so far. It's deflected straight back to Ainsworth.
And a good call off by Williams to her defender saying, hey, I got this. Let me pick it up.
Both keepers have been sound and hopefully have put out a couple of attacks that could have easily resulted in goals.
And as a goalkeeper, have to be so strong in that communication. You're the only person that's able to see the entire field, so being able to identify when you got to be confident and go up and get the ball yourself, and when you can kind of stay back and let your defense do the work.
All 7 Union KC subs warming up on the far side. See when that change potentially will be made. As you said, need to inject life soon here to scrape out a result. Henderson. Gemelli's been a nice addition to this second half on that back line, just so composed.
Gemelli, one of the 3 KC Current members to have had professional debuts in the 2026 Teal Rising Cup back in April.
Clark one as well, who just tracks back to intervene defensively. Some KC Current 2 subs ready to check in. Ready, Beltran will come off. Hackler and it looks to be Gunther off as well. I believe Tory Vassar checks in. Brooklyn Robbins is on, and Caleb Colbert as well. Vassar's first touch poked out. It'll be a throw for KC Current 2. And those Union KC subs are awaiting their turn as well. Quite a few more.
Vassar, Colbert, and Robbins checking in for the first time today. Excited to see what they bring in the energy. Again, coming off the bench, you have the ability to make an impact difference. Fresh legs, excited to make a difference. Some of these players have been playing 50 minutes now. Legs could be getting tired.
Clark just shoves away and gets on the ball in the midfield. Quality first 2 touches there by Colbert. Gemelli.
3 substitutions for KC Current 2.
Wanted that long ball over the top. Kafusi lifting it in the direction of Ainsworth.
For Kayla Colbert. At number 43, Brooklyn Robbins.
And here come the bunch of subs for Union KC.
All 7.
It's been pretty standard every 15, 20 minutes into this match, rotating in and out.
Yeah, just over 15 minutes into the second half. Saw about the same in the first half. Ernst, one of them, recognized with the red headband. Number 12.
I always love when players have something fun, whether it's bright cleats, a fun headband, easy to point them out. I might be a little biased. I love color, but definitely is helpful.
And Ernst can be a dangerous attacking piece. The Central Missouri forward during the school year. Colbert to Henderson. Back to Gemelli to begin the attack. Works back to Maddie Sibbing. Again, we've mentioned, but it's been outstanding today. Despite 3 goals through, it's limited the damage in many ways for Union KC. Colbert.
Sibbing has been pretty busy today.
Fusi. Had that one really good chance to open up the second half with Beltran to her left wide open, but just could not get that pass over to her. Schofberger heads it down to Clark. Clark finds Henderson.
Good job.
Switches it to Gemelli.
Good job of switching the field. A lot of bouncing back and forth in that midfield.
Ainsworth, heavy touch, good weighted touch. Plays it centrally
Oh,
all the way
fantastic.
through. One-time hit right at Sibbing.
That is what you want to see from a build-up of the attacking third. Doing a great job. I believe that was Hainsworth up on that left-hand side,
Yeah.
finding the ball slotted in that back position by that PK spot. Again, such a great angle for someone running in to try to get that ball in the back of the net.
We've been awaiting Hainsworth to get through. She's had some nice movement and dribbles forward. That time she did and played a great ball. Just the hit not quite there from Robbins. Colbert jumps onto this. Kafusi fairly open ahead. Defense came back to support. Slid to Berman. Chips it harmlessly into the arms of Williams.
And somewhat of a dangerous ball being played in there by Union KC. Ultimately getting that cross in. Williams making the big play.
Schofberger options limited there. Pressed up Union KC from that recent attack and had to play it out. Forward by Mir.
Not too sure what Mir was intending on doing there. Great flick on by Kafusi.
Good clear to Mir. Cuts it on Henderson, got her head turned the other way, but wasn't that clean. Ends up giving it up. Kafusi through the middle. Slides
Great
it on.
ball.
Robbins through. Cuts in and scores.
Wow.
4-1.
Kansas City Current 2.
Kafusi doing a great job of, she's just so good in that 9 role as a forward, getting the ball down, being able to decide whether she's going to turn and take it herself or find that pass 1v1 to turn off. I do want to give a huge credit to Robbins there. That ball being played in by Kafusi was great, but that first touch, wow. She did a great job of identifying where she was on the field, taking that first touch in, putting herself in a great angle to take that keeper on 1v1. All she had to do was take that one touch again, and boom, she's past the keeper back in the net.
Fantastic. We're trying to tell if that was Vassar or Robbins.
Excuse me if that was
picked apart.
incorrect. I believe it was, maybe.
I think it might have been Vassar with the
heard,
goal.
I heard Robbins be yelled a couple times.
Goal scored by number 43, Brooklyn Robbins, in the 69th minute.
Gosh, now I'm really confused, but it was either 41 or 43.
Nonetheless,
Here's Kafusi. That's forward, and Kafusi wanted a whistle.
now I would say referees tend to be light to not call those in the back for a PK, but he did earlier today, so you just never know.
Correction, at the 69th minute, Casey Current 2 goals, scored by number 41, Tori Vassar.
And we just got confirmation that the 4th goal was scored by number 41, Tori Vassar. But nonetheless, great first touch in by Vassar to be able to put the touch right past the goalkeeper and slot that in the back of the net.
I want to shout out the assist, too, by Gafusi, sliding that through, and the rest of the work taken care of by Vassar.
Vassar is a part of the recruiting class of 2029.
That was a massive challenge by Ernst. Elicits a yellow. She took out Chelsea Wagner. Takes a moment to get back to her feet.
And to me, that's a little bit of a foul out of frustration. Again, not getting to the ball as quickly as you would like. Small mistakes being made. It's going to be important for both teams to keep that emotional control. Again, those things can result in injuries.
Issued by the referee to Union KC, number 12, Michaela Ernst.
That insurance school now, certainly a frustrating circumstance for Union KC. Just no way out of this loss, really. It'll be likely 3 more points, staying at the top of the table now with potentially 9 for KC Current 2.
And I can understand Union KC's frustration because they haven't necessarily played horribly. They've done a great job of trying to make those passes and, again, connect throughout the midfield. They're really doing the right things. Again, it's just not as crisp as they would like it to be, so more mistakes are being made than they would want. But first game of the season, trying to work out those kinks.
Yeah, and against a team that's already won 2, you're on the road, and a team that also dominated 4 exhibition matches. Again, 18-3 was the aggregate score over those 4. So just running into kind of a buzzsaw early. Wagner. He took the full force of that challenge from Ernst, plays it right at the feet of Ernst, pinballs to Henderson, and then picked up by Union. Here's Ernst. Ernst favors a right-footed cross, digs it out, digs it too far.
And for those maybe newer to supporting KC Current 2, they like to model the practice and play of the KC Current team in the NWSL. Again, really mirroring that opportunity for the pathway to pro.
There's some danger in the area and driven right at Williams. Easy stop. Vassar can push it.
Trying to quickly
Gets it
build
to
up the
Robbins. Robbins, Kafusi, and Colbert, the 2 waiting. Frida Vassar. Good work between those 2. Vassar drags it. Still in. Vassar drives it toward Kafusi. Knocked out for a corner.
I like Vassar's confidence there. Sees 2 defenders, opportunity to potentially take them on. Gives herself a decent chance by putting that ball in the middle, ultimately forcing Union KC to clear that out for a KC Current corner.
Kafusi, the tallest option there. Drives it toward Kafusi. Deflects to another challenger. Cleared away. Giamelli to Galvin. Quality ball out to Hainsworth.
Great controlling there by Hainsworth.
Yeah, really techie winger coming on in this second half.
I've been impressed with her ability to be able to identify when moments are she can get up that field and be an attacking player. as an outside back, it can be really hard to identify those times because, again, you're making those runs all the way up. But if you lose the ball, you've got to truck it all the way back because you're also that last line of defense as well.
Henderson drags Langfelder with her. Up to Hainsworth. Dangerous foot on this left wing. Drives it low, and Robbins puts down the hands to stop it. Sibbing, the keeper. Sibbing again, though, has had a great evening. Just a couple of easy put-away chances at times. Again, kind of limited the damage that deflected off Ernst.
You may have heard me hold my breath there for a second.
Still makes its way out into the crowd.
Williams identifying attacker was on her. Just having to clear it there.
It's going to be another break here. Fusi will play it to Clark. Robbins hops onto it here. Still Robbins. The cross. Controlled and cleared. Langfelder, one of 3 Jayhawks, brought that up earlier in the squad for Union KC. This is intercepted. Colbert driving in. Sibbing tried to stop it. Colbert still an angle, and there's the goal. Colbert, the substitute, provides a 5th. Plenty of insurance now for KC Current 2, and surely 3 more points in the division.
And again, Sam, that goal coming from a mistake of the defenders of Union KC. This has been something we have repeatedly said, not only today, but in the WPSL season so far. You've got to be careful when you're playing out of the back because Kansas City Current is so high pressing. They're so aggressive. And a great job by Colbert there. A sub on in the second half, really making her presence known. Love to see that she got a goal for her.
Kayla Colbert makes it 5-1, just past the 75th minute mark. Senior season at USC for her was in 2024. She's from California, all Big Ten third team that year. Experience with the youth national teams as well. Bags her first of this WPSL season.
Just makes you want to yell KC, baby. Been so cool to see how they've responded. Again, this game was once tied 1-1.
Yeah.
Stakes were really high. We hadn't seen that so far this season. And the Current just doing a great job of, again, showing their dominance and going back to what they do best, which is high pressing, being confident in that attacking third, being in the right positions.
Here's some pressing from Vassar. Asmussen was the valve to alleviate, but lost it. Robbins will throw. A couple of changes coming for KC Current 2.
And I'm not sure if we mentioned that, but that was Colbert's first goal of the WPSL season.
So Clark comes off, Kafusi as well.
Well-deserved rest for the both of those.
Haunts, one of the players back on in the midfield. And Clark just covers so much ground in that central position. As you said, well-deserved rest.
It's hard not to bring up their name so many times during the calls and when we're watching these games because, again, even when they're not scoring, they're identifying the positions that they need to put themselves in to give someone else a chance to be in a scoring position. They're always trying to make a play positive, and gosh, do they both do such a good job of that.
3-1, and Tatum Galvin is the one to win it. Haunts, great change of pace on that ball. Just see the rapid feet of Haunts. There's a difference in comparison to some of the defenders. That's a wacky clear. Ernst doing a lot of work up top.
Entering the match for
He's gotten a couple of deflections, nothing that drops in her favor, though. Colbert turns it upfield. That ball just couldn't find the gap, trying to hit Vassar.
Yeah, that angle was closing a little bit faster than she would have liked there.
2 goal scorers of this second half trying to connect on that. And again, Union KC's only goal, a penalty, the 19th minute from Alexis Morrison. It was quite the questionable penalty if you want to go back.
Questionable indeed.
But KC Currents who have righted that wrong, if you will, multiple times. Ernst has some space here. Trying to touch it around. Chelsea Wagner. Just good work there by Wagner. More physical. Of course, maybe a bit of payback as well because Ernst was the one who dropped her on a meaty challenge a handful of minutes ago.
Absolutely.
Those were right after Wagner came on as well. Rude welcome. Turns into a corner here for Union KC. Martin to take it and lifting up into the sky to grab it is Williams.
Williams again, just being confident there, knowing, hey, that's my ball, I'm going to go get it.
It's well played to Colbert.
A great punt. Who would have thought she passed that?
Yeah, that was spot on. Brewer. It's Galvin. Back to Brewer. Trying to find Hans in the middle. Runs over Langfelder. And there's a whistle. There's too much of a shove behind that.
Yeah, and that came from her frustration of knowing she didn't make that pass. And again, that's just some of the fouls that they're not ideal, but again, no harm in that attacking third. But again, that's a foul out of frustration versus necessarily trying to hurt someone or anything along those lines.
So here comes that 7 sub situation again, Sam, for Union KC.
And are we about right on that 15-20 minute mark?
We pretty much are, yeah. Just about 8 minutes to go now. They did have that one standout singular sub in the first half, but apart from that, it's been the big swaths of white shirts coming back in.
Seems like they're trying to get adjusted. Again, we mentioned their first game of the WPSL season. Seems like they're trying to figure out, like, hey, who's working well together? What are the opportunities of where we can improve? So I don't hate it.
Yeah, certainly something you're probably not going to see most of the season, but in your first game, you're right. Now down 5-1, it's a lost cause. Just work out what you can.
Right. Giving people a chance to prove themselves, show where they could be dominant, and to maybe get into that starting lineup as we progress into this season.
But 3 games in, it's going to be KC Current 2 on top with 9 points.
Another fun weekend of soccer here in the KC metro area. Tomorrow, just 5 miles down the road at CPKC Stadium, Kansas City Current is taking on the Portland Thorns at 12 p.m. Again, Memorial Day weekend, an intense matchup between the two. If you have the opportunity, check it out. Go to CPKC Stadium.
There was a mistake in the back, but works out as Sibbing comes out to clear it.
Missed pass there by Henderson.
So nice venture forward. Chelsea Wagner does well to shield. She's
KC
frustrated.
Just not able
initially
to
with that.
beat those defenders 1v1.
Yeah. Yeah, again, you mentioned they just don't quite have a player to single out that could be that difference maker, take on somebody and win a couple dribble battles to free up something. Colbert just able to save it.
Been a couple of close calls on this side that I can't ever tell if go out or not.
Well, the future for KC Current 2 is not in the Midwest Division. It will be the TST tournament, the soccer tournament in North Carolina. That's where they head May 28th, May 29th for the group stage. Group consists of Sportive FC, U.S. Women, and Club America. U.S. Women have won the last two. So tough group in their group. It'll be Group A, all three group matches streamed on the TST YouTube channel. First match against Sportive FC is 6:15 Central on May 28th. And then Friday, May 29th, against the U.S. Women at 12:15 Central and Club America at 7:15 Central. Went 1-2 last year at the TST.
And 7v7,
Yep.
switch up from normal 11v11. Might be a good change of pace. Again, just giving everyone a chance to figure out, hey, what can I improve on? What are some things I can look at differently as we go into the season?
Certainly raises the bar of competition, and there is $1 million prize in the end.
Yeah, we forgot to throw that one in there. $1 million. Will be a while before KC Current 2 is back here at Riverside Stadium until June 6th at 5 p.m. versus Side FC 92 Tulsa. So it'll be a couple weeks away.
Yeah, Tulsa, one of two Oklahoma clubs in this division. The other is Oklahoma City FC, and then the other four all Kansas-based clubs to make up the six, and currently topping all of them. Soon to be here with 9 points and a plus 20 goal difference if this holds. KC Current 2. Sun popping out at the end. Here's Wagner. Ainsworth wants the ball up the left side. Wagner keeps delaying, eventually going to get it up there. And dispossessed. Union KC still aggressive. Want one more consolation. Something.
And a good job by Ainsworth identifying that she had touched the ball last, so if she didn't play that ball back, it was going to go out for a corner kick.
Bit of loose possession between these two in the last few exchanges. Decent turn there from Walters. Wagner back. One bump. Gets on all fours to shield it. And gets the goal kick.
That back line doing a great job of, really covering for their other defenders. Again, you saw Ainsworth come up, lose that ball, maybe 1v1 or get beat. But no harm, no foul. Wagner's right there to shield that ball out for a goal kick.
Robbins shields. Henderson can push up with the throw. Final pair of minutes. Colbert. Henderson. It's a good find. It's Hans. Chance to cross. Sends it in. Oh,
Wow.
A great touch toward goal by Vassar.
Wow.
And the follow-up from Robbins goes wide.
Oof.
Great stops. Sibbing. Again, Sibbing's had a great evening. Just a few have trickled in, but as I've put it a couple times, limited the damage.
Yeah, it's hard as a keeper, we say she's having a great game. I'm sure she doesn't feel that way given the goals that have gone in the back of the net, but sometimes it's hard because some of the things are not always just the keeper's fault. It's, again, that back line working together as a unison, being unison and really making sure that they are a brick wall.
And this is a great spell to end the game on if you're KC Current 2, regardless of a goal. What a ball through to Hans, and then the finish was, quality, just a good stop by Sibbing. Ainsworth. Brewer to collect and keep it in the fray of things, but plays it behind Hans.
Definitely a missed pass there. The whistle likely to blow here at any time.
So whistle to Union KC. Haunts quickly hopped on that ball, wanted to charge forward. There's your full-time whistle. And there's 9 points to start the year, plus 20. Goal difference for KC Current 2, top of the table. 5-1 the final over Union KC. It was knotted up 1-1 until the 26th minute. Clark came through, and then a bit of a landslide from there. Second half, full control, with Colbert stepping in, Vassar as well to provide the pair in the second half.
And the goal
KC
differential for these fast 3 games is 21-1. So Kansas City Current scoring 21 goals so far here in these 3 matches.
And you could say the one they gave up today was a poor pen call.
Yeah,
it was a good pen, but it shouldn't have probably gotten the call there.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but again, it's just part of the game. And at one point, this game was tied. If you're looking at the score now, you probably wouldn't have thought that. So just a great job by responding well in those situations.
And from last weekend, playing FC Wichita, who just didn't have the quality, wasn't there, to playing a team on paper, Union KC with some good college players, 3 Jayhawks in this squad. And KC Current 2 still looked a lot better, able to get the win, 5-1, the final. Final thoughts on the first 3 games, Sam, for KC Current 2. I mean, we thought at the very beginning going to run through the division. That's what it's been so far.
Yeah, next weekend, I mean, just continuing to build off what they keep doing well. I've been impressed in. They've not really dropped off in the areas that they've done well in the previous game. And I think that's so important when you are talking about a team who has been doing so well. It can be sometimes easy to get complacent or easy to just go through the motions. And I think they've done everything but the opposite. They've done the exact opposite of that. They've done a great job building upon, and again, getting some of those people in who have maybe not seen as many minutes. And you saw Colbert today. Yes, Colbert, she, got her first goal of the WPSL season. So, yeah, just excited. And again, huge shout out to the Kansas City Current 2 staff and their coaches and what they've been able to bring with these players.
And through the defense to the hit attack to the midfield. I mean, just such a balanced team, right? You've got great attackers, Clark, Fusi, and then